afternoon, students. Today we discuss about this law of variable proportions. Law of variable proportions, and this law also known as the law of diminishing marginal returns. Returns means here is the output, the total production means returns means what is the result. Okay, so law of variable proportions. Actually, this law first of all, the most famous classical economist like David Ricardo, Alfred Marshall, Malthus introduced this law, and they belongs to 19th century. After this law, a scientific manner given by the Benham and Stigler. Okay, Samuelson, Paul Samuelson, Benham and Stigler. These are the modern economists. They given a scientific manner for this law. Okay, this law of variable proportions. Actually, about returns. Actually, total production activity basis on the productive factors. Factors of production like labor, land, capital and organization. Okay, land, labor, capital, organization. These are the four productive factors or factors of production. Total production manufacturing activity in any sector basis on these four productive factors: land, labor, capital and organization is the main important. So for the remunerations for this land rent in the form of rent, for labor's wages, capital interest, organization, profit or loss. Finally, result goes to the organizer, the profit or loss. Okay, first of all, land, labor, capital, organization. These are the four productive factors are base for any manufacturing activity, any production activity, agriculture, industrial, service sector. For any sector, these are the main productive factors are essential. So, these are also known as the inputs. Inputs, land, labor, capital, organization. These productive factors are known as inputs. These help of inputs. Organizer produces the output. Organizer produces the output. Output means here is the production, returns. Okay, first next we discuss about the what is the main theme of this law. Production means here is the conversion of inputs into outputs is known as production. Conversion of inputs into outputs. With the help of land, labor, capital, organization, these productive factors are converting into the form of production. Means output, total production. Output is known as the production. So, actually this law basis on the production activity. This production activity basis on the three time elements: short period and long period. Production activity always for any sector, production activity basis on two time elements, that is the short period production activity and long period production activity. A short period production activity only if the organizer want to expand the output. Impossible to change the all productive factors in short period, but in long period, a period of time have. So here organizer have possibility to change the total productive factors: land, labor, capital, organization. So which factors have facility to change in short period? That factors are known as variable factors. Which factors are not have facility to change? That factors are known as the fixed factors. Okay, so in case of variable factors, we have to change in short period. It will not change the fixed factors in short period, but in long period we can change the variable factors as well as the fixed factors. Okay, let me discuss about this law of variable proportions. Okay, according to this law, in short period production activity, if the organizer want to expand the output, want to change the production, so only possible to change the one productive factor, only possible to increase the one productive factor, like variable factor like labor. Remaining factors are constant. Remaining all factors are constant. Only here possibility how to change the variable factor like labor. So what is the total production? Whether increase or decrease. The concept of this law. In short period, if the organizer want to change the production activity, he have possibility change the variable factor like labor. So all remaining factors are constant. Remaining total factors are constant. Only have possibility to change the variable factor like labor. So what is the total production, average production and marginal production? This law explains us. This is the total concept of law. Actually, Alfred Marshall given a definition about this law, and Alfred Marshall this law applied to the agriculture land only. Only agriculture sector he applied this law. So with the help of his agriculture sector, if only one productive factor increases, remaining productive factors are constant, so total returns diminishes according to Alfred Marshall. And according to Stigler, he says that about this law is only remaining inputs are constant, only one variable input increases, so total returns diminishes, total output diminishes according to Stigler. So they given different definitions about this law. Actually, main theme of this law is first, in short period production activity, if the organizer want to change the production activity, the possibility change the only one productive factors like labor. If we increases the labor, homogeneous labors continuously, the total returns diminishes. Total returns diminishes. So first we discuss about what is the total production, average production and marginal production. Here total production. Total production means from the total units, from the total number of labors, output is known as the total production. From the manufacture, all units production is known as the total production. Quantity into price. Total quantity into price is known as the total production. Then average production. Average production means for 1 unit of production. Average production means only 1 unit of production is known as average production. Then marginal means additional production. Marginal means additional production. From the additional labors produced output is known as the additional production. So additional is the marginal here. So here is the total production, average production and marginal production. Let me discuss about it first. Total production. Here is the according to this law. According to this law, number of labors taken in one column. First labor to 8th labor. Here is the organizer continuously increasing in the labors. And total production in second column, average production third column and marginal production in fourth column. First, this law bases on some assumptions. So, what is the main assumptions means? Here is the first one is the all labors are homogeneous. Which productive factor want to change by the organizer? That productive factor are homogeneous factor, completely homogeneous factor. And this law belongs to short period only. This law belongs to only short period only. only. And this law we can change the only variable factors. Why? Because this law bases on the short period time elements only. So these are the assumptions. Let me discuss about the schedule. Okay, here number of labors. The total returns means from the total production. The total labors output is known as total production, and this is the given values. And next to average production, total production, and average production from the total units. And average production means, how do we get the average production means, here is the total production by number of labors. There is a formula how to total production by number of labors. To find the average production, total production by number of labors. This is the formula to find the average production. Then marginal production. Marginal means additional production. Additional production means here is the total production. To compare the previous production and present production means TP, total production n units minus TP n minus 1 units. Easy to find the marginal production. Here is the to subtract the previous production from present production. We easily find the marginal production. Easily got the additional production. Additional labors earned production is known as marginal production. That's it. Okay. Right. Next, number of labors, total production. First of all, we find the average production. To find the average production, here has the formula total production by number of labors. So, at the number of first labor, total production 8 units, and average total production 8 units, and number of labors 1. Okay, 8 by 1. So here is the 8. Next, second labor, total production 20 units, and 20 by 2. 20 by 2 means here is the 10 units. And next, 36 by 3. Total production is the 36. Number of labors 3 members. 36 by 3, 12. And 48 by 4. 48 the total production is the at fourth labor 48. 48 by 4 is equal to total labors is same 12 units. And next fifth one 55 by 5. Total production is 55 and number of labors 5 and 11. And next 60 by 6 and then 10 and 60 by 7. Advance. And next one is the 56 by 8. Only 7. This is the average production. To find the average production, there is a formula to total production by number of labors. We find the average production. Then marginal production. To find the marginal production, here is the to subtract. For example, this is the first labor. Total production is 8 units. To find the additional production, total production minus the previous product TP and minus TP and minus 1. 8 minus 0, 8. In the second labor, total production 20 units. 20 minus 8 is the to find the TPN 20 units. TPN minus 1, 8 units. 20 minus 8 units, it is the 12 units. Okay, right. Next, here is the 36 minus 30 units. 36 minus 20. At third labor, total production is 36 units and previous production is 20 units. So 16. Next, at the fourth labor, total production 48 and the previous production 36. So 12. Then 55 minus 48. 55 minus 48, only 7, completely decreasing. And 60 minus 5, 55, only 5. Then 60 minus 60, 0. And 56 minus 60, and the minus 4. So this is the marginal production. To find the average production, marginal production with the help of these formulas. Next, with the help of this schedule, we easily draw this diagram. And here is the y-axis represent the total production, average production and marginal production. Okay. X-axis represent the number of labors. Okay. Number of labors. Number of labors are actually 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Number of labors are 7. X-axis. Okay, alright. And total production, average production, marginal production represents on y-axis. So values taken from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, then 70. Okay, next students. Next, first with the help of this total production values, first we draw the total production curve. Okay, first labor total production is 8 units. So here. Second labor total production 20 units. Third 36. Third labor 36 units. And fourth labor 48 units. At the fifth labor 55 units. Sixth labor 60 units. Seventh labor 70 units. Sixth units. And at seventh labor 60 units again. Eighth labor 56 units again diminishes. So if we join all these points, we find total production curve. Total production curve. Total production. We observe one thing here is the total production curve in first stage increasing, then stable means constant, maximum, then decline, diminishing. Okay, this is the total production curve. And then with the help of average production values, you can draw the average production curve. So first labor 8, same 8, and the second labor 10. Total average production is second labor 10, and third labor 12, fourth labor 12, fifth labor 11, sixth labor and 10, seventh labor 8.7, then 7. So we joined all these points, we find the average production curve. Average production curve easily. Then next, marginal production. Marginal production, first labor same 8 units, second stage 12, and third 16, and fourth 12, fourth stage. Here you observe one thing, at the fourth labor average production and total production both are equal. Both are equal. Means here is the average production curve, marginal production curve, each other intersect at the point of fourth labor. And then fifth labor 12, and sixth labor 7, And next, seventh labor 5, seventh labor 0, eighth labor -4. -4 means here is the diminishes. We joined all these points, we can easily find the marginal production curve. Means marginal production curve intersect the x-axis at the point of seventh labor. Means marginal production becomes to 0 at seventh labor. Okay. And eighth labor completely diminishes, -4. So at the fourth labor, this is the first stage, and when total production is maximum and marginal production goes to 0, average production decreases. That is the second stage, and remaining the third stage. So at the fourth labor, total production increases and average production 12 units, marginal production 12 units, both are same, both curves intersect at the level of fourth. This is the first stage. Then seventh labor, this is the second stage, and minus values goes to, when minus values goes to the eighth labor, this is the fourth stage, third stage. Okay, right. This is the, with the help of this schedule, we easily draw the law of variable proportions diagram. Means three type of returns: increasing, and second stage and third stage, and increasing returns, and second stage constant, then decreasing. So in three stages, first stage refers as the total production curve increases, average production curve increases, marginal production increases rapidly. This is the first stage. Then second stage, total production maximum and average production declines, marginal production becomes to 0. This is the second stage. And in third stage, total production diminishes, average production diminishes, marginal production goes to negative values. That is the third stage. And so for any production, these three type of returns are common. In first stage increases, second stage decreases, and third stage diminishes, completely goes to negative marginal returns. In case of short period production activity, if the organizer only to improve the production, to want to change the production, possible to change the only variable factor like labor, if we appointed the same homogeneous labor additionally, so what is the total production, average production, and marginal production? These three type of returns we get. That's why this according to this law, returns are diminishes. That's why this law also known as law of diminishing marginal returns. Diminishing marginal returns. And compulsory 10 marks important question. Students, next we discuss another question tomorrow.